Hey, it's Monica Reyes, and I am the motivation and energy coach and founder of MonicaEReyes.com, and I'm a TEDx speaker. All right, so today we're going to talk about how to not get nervous when presenting. Before we get into it, go ahead and subscribe so you can get up-to-date videos every time I post them. And if you stay to the end, I will give you a free gift: 7 high-performance tips for living an extraordinary life. All right, so let's get into it. So how not to get nervous when presenting. All right, so you've got this speaking engagement, you've got to present, you've got to stand up and in front of a group of people, and you're like, oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm afraid I'm gonna blank out. I'm not feeling my confident badass self right now, and I'm like, I've got a lot on the line, or I just don't want to make a fool out of myself. I don't want to be judged. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about those nerves you're feeling. All right, the key is to understand what it is, right? The nerves that you're experiencing, it's just energy. The minute we call it nervousness or anxiety or anything other than that, we're labeling it. And now, as you know, right, there is a certain definition. There's a meaning that you've created about that. And so you've got a set of thoughts and emotions that are related to that. So we're just going to call it what it is. It's just energy. And the minute we're able to do that, we regain our power back from it, and you're able to see that it's not a part of you, right? When you say I am nervous, or you say I'm having a nervous moment, do you see the difference? I am nervous doesn't create any space for you to be not nervous, for you to be confident. When you say I'm having a nervous moment, or I'm just experiencing a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of anxiety, now all of a sudden you have space to grow. You have space to be something other than that. So we want to label it what it is. We want to get our power back. We want to call it what it is. It's energy, and we are not the nervousness. We are not the anxiety. We are powerful. We're actually energy, and we're actually the universe, and the universe does not get nervous. Once we've been able to label it what it is, then we're able to observe it. Right? We're able to observe it from that space. And this is a mindfulness trick. Now, mindfulness is the ability to witness without judgment. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're coming in from a neutral space, right? Because the minute you call it nervousness, the minute you start to think, oh my God, there's a lot of pressure here, I shouldn't be nervous, you're judging yourself like hell. We don't want to do that. We just want to observe it from a neutral space. We're not going to make it do anything. We're not going to label it. We're not going to judge it. We're just looking at it like, okay, it's just energy. And I'm just going to observe it and be with it for a moment, because maybe it's coming from an experience I had in my past. Maybe I had a really shitty experience where I was judged and I was rejected and I did fall on my face, and that is okay. I'm sure you grew from it, but that's not who you are anymore, right? You're not that person. You're completely different. So let's just observe it. We're not going to judge it, and we're just going to be with it. So I want you to take some deep breaths when you experience this, and you're going to close your eyes and you're going to observe it with your mind's eye. You're just going to watch it. You're going to experience it for what it is and just be present with it in that moment. The second thing is acceptance. We want to accept it, right? As I mentioned, there's nothing wrong here. It's okay to be nervous. I mean, you're human, and being human is actually a really great thing. So there isn't anything wrong. The minute you judge it, the minute you don't accept it, guess what? It persists. What you resist persists. We don't want it to persist, right? We want it to go away. So we want to just accept that this is happening, right? It's accept. And remember, you're the creator of your reality. So you're creating this, and that's okay, right? Thank God you've got this amazing power that you are the universe. So let's just go ahead and create something different. Which gets me into my step number 3, prepare and plan, right? So I'm sure you've already prepared, and if you haven't, that's probably something you want to do early on, because I'm telling you, as a speaker, I was terrified of public speaking, and that is what helps me every single time. It's just preparing, being very prepared, writing down what I want to say. Sometimes even writing out the whole thing, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're actually going to say it, but at least you can kind of get the gist of what you want to say. Maybe even memorizing the intro and the outro, so that maybe you need to get warmed up. That's how I am. I like to go with the flow. I like to talk with the flow now that I trust my own voice and I trust what I'm going to say, but memorizing at least part of it can at least get you started. So memorizing the intro, memorizing, right? You want to end with something, maybe ending with a quote, ending powerfully. You want to be able to control that part. Now, if you're somebody that needs bullet points, fine, you can do bullet points. You can use a PowerPoint slide. Even the PowerPoint slide is super powerful because it keeps you on the story. And if you practice prior to your presentation, then your pictures or your slides will actually trigger you to speak, and it'll keep you, right? So just practice. Now, if you don't have time to practice, and you just have a little bit of time, then what I would suggest is visualize. Visualizing is so powerful. If you haven't already checked my video on visualization, I put it up in the iCard. It is powerful, powerful. So it's used by corporations, it's used by professional athletes. And the thing about visualization is you've got these neurons in your brain called mirror neurons. When you're acting something out, when you're thinking, when you're imagining, when you're experiencing a real life situation in your brain, in your mind doesn't know the difference, doesn't know that you're just thinking. It actually thinks that you're having a real experience. You'll feel visceral, physiological symptoms of the experience itself. So what's beautiful about that is you can practice in the safety of your home. So that is the type of practice that I suggest you do, and especially if you feel nervous, closing your eyes, visualizing, imagining yourself walking into the room, imagine yourself feeling the nervousness, imagine yourself getting over it, imagine yourself stumbling, whatever obstacles you're really afraid of, it's just imagining yourself getting over it, because then you can actually gain confidence. And it's been proven that you can learn confidence by practicing visualizations over and over and over again, right? And what's gonna be so awesome is when you finally show up to your presentation, you've already done this a bunch of times, right? Because you've already experienced it. And so your brain, it's not this new scary thing anymore. You've actually done this. So visualization is probably my biggest tip of today's video. And at the end of the day, it's just really figuring out what makes you feel comfortable, right? What do you need in order to not be nervous? And if you're nervous, that is okay, right? We don't want to judge it, because that just creates more nervousness and more judgment, right? We want to feel inspired. The other thing I wanted to add when you're visualizing is, what do you want to feel like, right? What do you want that to be like? What do you want? How do you want it to be received? Again, we're the creative reality. So as much detail as you can think of, I would really sit and visualize it and feel it, and then actually feel the outcome, right? You finish your presentation. What does that version of you feel like? Are you grateful? Are you relieved? Are you feeling peace? What are people telling you? What did that presentation lead to? Did it lead to other opportunities? What did that feel like? You see, you can go as far as you want to go, but you're the creative reality. So, stop now and create. So I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did. If you liked it, go ahead and smash that like button and leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts, your insights, and your comments, and I'll get right back to you. And as a gift, and I'll thank you for reaching the end of the video, you'll go ahead and receive my 7 high-performance tips for living an extraordinary life right there in the description box. So I hope that you have an amazing presentation. I hope you have a powerful ass week, because you are a badass, and stay mindful.